video lesson, we looked at how to use the standard font dialog to change the font of a text box. But one thing you'll notice from the standard font dialog that's missing is a way to change the color of the font. And you see that in things like the Microsoft Word customized font dialog. But the font dialog in Visual C# only works with fonts. It only changes the font face, the style, and the size. And we can do special effects such as strikeout and underline. But how do we change the color? So we're going to add another dialog called a color dialog, which will allow us to change either the background color of an object or the forecolor of an object. Let's jump back over to Visual Studio and this project. So here's our previous project where we were changing the font of a text box, and that text box was named TXT Demo. We had a button named BTN Change Font, and then we used a font dialog to change the font of that text box. In our toolbox, we also have a color dialog. And I'm going to drag that to my projects like we did the font dialog. And I get color dialog 1 down here as the default object name. It's going to be my only color dialog. I'm going to leave it as that. And I'm not going to change any other of the properties here, although you notice in the properties we could change the default color. I'm going to add a button. And I'll name the button, I'm going to name the button BTN Text Color. And the text will be Change Text Color. I'm going to copy that button and paste another one here. And this is going to be Change Background Color. We'll say change text BG for background. So this one we'll name BTN text BG color. Okay, let's code those two buttons. As we do with the change of the font, I'm going to create a color object. I'll call it my color, and this is going to equal txt demo dot forecolor. Forecolor, of course, is our text color. Color dialog 1 dot color equals my color. So you can see it's basically the same format we used for our font, and now we're going to show our color dialog. So color dialog 1 dot show dialog. And when the user closes that dialog and selects a color, we're going to change the forecolor of TXT Demo to that selected color. So TXT Demo dot forecolor equals color dialog 1 dot color. I'm going to do the same thing on my changing the background color button. So change TXT background. I'm just going to copy this. So we're going to reuse this code. And what we're going to do is, rather than setting the forecolor, we want to set the back color. And then we're going to set the back color. All right, let's try this. I'm going to get a nice large font here. I'm going to change the font first. Let's get something a little bit bigger. Maybe a bold 22 point. And now I'm going to change the text color. And I can change the text background. So notice when I click these buttons, we get the standard color dialog. It has our standard color swatches, but we can define custom colors. And I have access to the RGB values and can create any of the 16.7 million different colors that I might want to display in my objects. And notice that once I create a custom color, it stays in my custom color palette.